Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. How you guys doing? So I've got a question for you guys who are in the chat at the moment. I don't know how many there of you there are, but I've got a fan on at the moment. I really do need to know if you guys can hear it. So I'm just gonna show up 2 seconds. So let me know if you can hear this. So, do you guys hear anything? Do you hear any like fan-related noises in the background or anything like that? I mean, I'm recording this, so all the people that are going to be watching the replay are going to enjoy this. But that is the price you pay for me recording this. I think I'm going to turn it down to... oh, that's actually... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was on high, it was actually on low. That's fine. Alright, that's fine, then. That's fine. Okay, so we're getting going in just a few minutes here, really. Just wait for a few people to actually get into the stream. So at the moment I'm just building a T-34 as well, so while people get into streams, I'm gonna cut some of the plastic here. It is very hot though, like it is ridiculously hot. I went outside and cut the grass earlier on in about, oh boy, it was about 36 degrees and just too hot. Too hot. Absolutely redonkulous. I'd be glad if I made it get those kinds of temperatures every summer, yeah, and you deserve it. And I think you should take them back, really. Because it's too hot. It's just... dear. I'm going to have to open a vineyard, aren't I? I'm going to have to open up my own wine vineyard. But here we go. 6 o'clock. And we're ready for action, it seems. Okay. So, for those of you who have a weak constitution, avert your eyes now. And gaze upon my desktop in disgust. As I will eventually clean it up. Just not this year. Okay. I like that there, Paul. That's quite good. We got a peaceful sinking feeling. I mean, we definitely sank the British motorist last turn, which is quite good. How you doing, Beth? All good to have you as well. Roach, I try. I've not really tried that hard. The issue is, it's like I do organise it, and then it's like I'll switch my screens around, or like I'll unplug the computer and move it somewhere else, and then it'll just jumble them all up again. It's terrible. Oh, Paul, 40 degrees is just a bit above freezing, yeah, pretty much. Okay. So we're good to go in about 3 minutes. Give people a little bit of a chance here. I did forget to put out an actual notification on YouTube, to be fair. But no, it's good to have the turn back. To be honest, I didn't expect the turn back so quickly, so that's quite nice. There we go. Okay, that's enough time. How you doing there, Carl? We got Carl, that's all we need there. Right, yeah. So, don't know what the name of the turn is? We'll go and have a look. So, 15. Oh, he's doing this again where he doesn't name it. Oh. I swear half the fun is actually seeing whether he's going to name the turn or not. Yeah, I mean, this is... I didn't know he streamed, but it's like I got the turn back earlier on this morning. Like, whoa, okay. That's crazy. And nothing like the feeling of sitting in a trench in an island in the Solomons, am I right? Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, speaking of the islands, we did have a pretty good attack against Numea last turn, actually. We had a good number of disabled, about 60, or maybe about 60 to 70 disabled in total, but no actual squads lost, i.e. destroyed. He did have about 2 squads destroyed, I think it was, but he had a 90 plus disabled, which is actually I would call that a victory there. It's one of those things, it's like, true, we didn't take the base, but we did actually score a very telling victory there. Because, frankly, we came off much better. We inflicted far more casualties upon a smaller foe, which is very good. We did obviously hit an oiler, the Pecos. We don't know if we sank her. We did get 4 bombs on there. Now, the thing is with these, like, tankers and oilers, it's like the fuel cargo burn and can be quite deadly. I think the amount of damage that can potentially do does depend on, like, how much fuel is aboard there. But, I mean, I don't know, this is it. It's like, they wouldn't be in the area empty. They're either empty or they're loading. There's only really ever 2 states for them. They're either full or they're empty. I mean, of course, you do have, like, half, but even then, that's still a substantial amount of fuel. So we're going to go forth and see how this all turns out. So I am recording this. And then I'll have this uploaded to YouTube after the replay. So the Kidbatai will reform this turn. we did have a run-in with, like, I think they're like KVs, like Corvettes or AMs or something of that nature. With the one half of the Kiddipatai, so obviously both elements of the Kiddipatai are going to be reforming this turn as well. And so potentially if we try this again, we might be able to hit it and destroy it as well. We did see, okay, we catch Vanilla Lava over there. Now, we did previously see more ships detected, actually, around Townsville, so we might be able to pick up some additional ships. We haven't seen the light cruisers for some time as well that we did see moving through the Bismarck Sea and into the Coral Sea. Unfortunately, not been able to catch them as of yet. But the thing is, once they are found and discovered, they are going to be sunk. There's no real two ways about that. Ah, thank God for that. Okay, that's actually really... That's a very interesting position, then. Okay, that is actually really quite interesting then. Was this a random encounter with a American submarine with salmon? Is it a random encounter? Because that's a very strange place to actually have some submarines there. She did miss with her torpedoes. But that's interesting actually. I wouldn't expect a submarine there, so that's something to know about. Okay, the task force is merging over there, so obviously we reformed them. I did make some changes off screen just to... Hello, we found a tanker. Ah, there we go. Angelina. Oh, that's a nice way to start out. Yeah, fuel cargo burning there, and the torpedo slamming into the side there. Very nice. Yeah, that's very interesting. Hopefully it doesn't have a fleet ready. I doubt he would have a fleet there, but it's... I don't know. It's one of these things, is it like an actual conscious decision for him to actually have a submarine there? Or was it actually passing through the area? I'm leaning towards it passing through the area, but it's one of these things. We do see an allied submarine over here as well, actually, speaking of submarines. There we go. So the Angelina has been taken out. It looks as if she was on her own over here, which is really interesting. Yep, she goes down there. The Kiddipatai has reformed. But they're moving on towards Port Moresby, so we might not be in range of any additional tankers, but we will be moving towards Port Moresby. As far as it goes, it's like, we'll see what we can potentially find at Port Moresby. We did see a transport ship in that area, so we'll see if we can actually engage there. But we'll see what happens. We might potentially have range, and there's an AVP, okay. Well, we don't get torpedoes into the Pollux. How you doing there, Devout? Devout? Good to have you on board, as always. Right, okay, so we do see a few ships there. It looks like we called the tanker on its own then, it seems. Ayoko, yes, I did send them out from truck. I thought I'd send them out from truck. Those are the damaged ships there that can only repair in Japan proper. I'll have to double check that actual task force, make sure they're on cruise. But the good news is they're now to truck. Okay, so we're moving to the day phase. Moonlight is now at 50%, it was previously at 39%, so you can see the amount of moonlight is increasing. Therefore, the effectiveness of, well, submarines is going to increase. Okay, Skipjack does miss over here. Now that is it the 65th Brigade leaving for Mosa? It might be. Oh, okay. Hit but no explosion in the Kashai. Whew. Oh, thank God for that one. There we go. Okay. That was really lucky there. I'm very happy that we got lucky there. My God, that would have been bad. But thankfully, thank God for that. But the gig, well, the jig is up. He's going to be aware now. Now, that might be... I don't think that is the 4th Division, but we got very lucky there. Man, I'm happy about that one. Okay, so additional ships around Johnson, as we already knew about. Oh, we had a lucky turn there with these submarines, didn't we? Very lucky turn. Okay. Let's hope that this luck keeps on up. Right, we are seeing submarines there near Cooktown. Possible submarine there. 2 submarines over there. We are seeing a lot of allied ships over there by Port Moresby. Actually, very interesting. How you doing there, Killer? It's good to have you on board, my friend. Right, so if we're potentially within range, let's see. Level bombers in the area as to be expected. We are moving towards Port Moresby. Ideally, we will be able to strike at Port Moresby. I'm hoping that he will lose sight of the Kiddipatai, but we'll see about that. How you doing there, Tobias? Good to have you as always. Okay, so we can see our bombing runs over here on Wankau. Now, I will be moving these bombers into Hankau in the very short term. They're only really here until I can get the aviation support in Hankau ready. and then they will be thrown at the Chinese, potentially Changsha or potentially these Chinese forces over here, but we'll use them effectively. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like, we never know where the submarines are, but we're going to hope that we can avoid them. Okay. 2 hits there. Right, so we're going for the first of the bomber raids against Bataan, so we're starting, we're bombing at 16,000 feet, really. So we have 5 KF-43 1B Oscars. Should be able to take them out quite easy. Well, one would imagine anyway, one would imagine. Come on, Oscars, don't let me down. Right, damage spins away on fire, that's fine. I can't remember if I was hitting the airfield. I think I'm hitting the airfield this time. Yeah, he's definitely doing something over here at Swanga. I might have to fly some aircraft out there just to try and hit them. God damn, I lose an Oscar? Jesus, how can they not? Well, okay. Fair enough. Right, we can see even at 16,000 feet there is flag that is effective. So it's unfortunate that we do lose an Oscar there. A little surprising, but well. Yep, damage over here, that's very good. More bombers coming in. I don't think there's any aircraft within range over here at Wenkao. But as you can see, we are causing casualties each time, so soon... And this is it. I might stay here and hit the actual ground forces. There we go, hitting supply dumps, that's what I want to see. Yeah, naval strikes would be a nice idea. I've got, yeah, I'd say you're probably right on that one. He probably is using it to supply Bataan. But I don't know. It's one of those things like, I don't particularly mind how long Bataan takes, because we're just going to go for a siege. It's one of these, really. His men will probably break before the supply runs out, but we'll see how it goes, really. Right, air. Okay, let's see some strikes here, please. Got some air power that's apparently hitting them. That might from the Medikidipper type, but I'm not entirely sure on that one. Okay, I'm hoping that... There's a lot of ships around Port Moresby. I'm hoping that we can actually get within range of Port Moresby this turn. Because if we do, we're going to find some nice targets there. Right, cruiser mine layer. Yeah, so it looks like it's a good decision that we're not going to be landing via ship. It looks like there's a couple other ships that are Bataan, unless they're just the same patrol boats, etc. Okay. It's a shame that he's going to be potentially aware now of forces moving into the Dutch East Indies. That is a shame, but there's not much you can do about it. Plan's already in motion. I tell you what, I think I only had one submarine actually by Java at the time, so that's quite lucky for us actually to take out a tanker. Okay. Skipjack over here again. I mean, it's trying to torpedo a submarine chase, so that's probably very difficult to do. Patrol boats over here, failed to find the skipjack. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Are we going to see a... No? Okay, so it doesn't look like we're going to see another air phase here. That's okay. As far as it goes, we're aware now of ships at Port Moresby, so we'll be in a good position to hit them. I still don't know where the light cruisers are. Yeah, we actually torpedoed another tanker by Java, so that was very good. So it doesn't look like we actually follow up any attacks at Townsville. But the good news is he might potentially have lost the position of the Kitapatai, so he's not going to be aware that the Kitapatai has reformed. So this is it. It's one of these things of where it would have been nice to carry on attacking, but we know where targets are. We're going to be within range of those targets. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So obviously we're bombarding over here at Changsha. We might be able to take Numea this day. I'm hoping so. We'll see. Oh, that's looking excellent. Okay, so 69 casualties reported here. So this bombardment is really proving to be quite effective there. 2 destroyed, 8 disabled. I'm going to be moving more and more guns to the area of Changsha as well, so this is really good. And the good thing is as well, like, it looks like he can't touch us, so as far as it goes, I can keep on pummeling him from a distance and just really hurting his units. Obviously, this will increase as we bring in bombers as well, but once we have heavier artillery and more artillery, this is going to really hurt him. I'm hoping that they will continue to use supply as well. And here we go, we have the battle for Noumea. Day 2. As to whether we break them in this day, I'm not entirely sure. The 4th Infantry Regiment is not as powerful as it once were. The 144th is still in pretty good shape. The table equipment of these units was pretty good, but we have reduced the fortifications down to level 2, so maybe we'll be better off here. We'll see. Is it possible to attack Kukong from Nanning? Kukong's really far away from Nanning. Very far. But I could march there. Right, it's just the 4th Australian Brigade. I mean, that is a brigade after all. Come on, guys. I don't know how we'll do. It might be 3 days of battle, it might be 4 days of battle, but we will win here inevitably. It's just going to be a case of potentially they surrender, really. Right, okay, Naval Guard get into action. Yeah, it's just the 4th Australian Brigade at the moment. 5th Mortar Battalion bombarding. 3rd Mortar Battalion bombarding. 17th Medium Field Artillery bombarding. 194, 112, reduces to 1. Okay, there we go. So it's going to look like one more day here. So, 299 casualties reported, 3 destroyed, 24 disabled. But yeah, now the odds are definitely changing. I think he can withstand this for one more day. So, the base Noumea doesn't fall yet, but it will. I don't think it's going to stand another day. We've reduced the fort level each time. You can see we did take less casualties than we did in the previous battle. So we did have some destroyed, obviously that is due to the fact that we did previously have some disabled already. But 24 disabled, 5 1, but he's lost now 21 squads, another 46 have been disabled, so that's taken him to about 120, 130, something in that region. 15 disabled, 14 disabled, 4 guns of loss, 1 destroyed, 3 disabled. Again, we're not seeing any vehicles lost here. So it would have been nice to have had the victory here, but I think we will have a victory here. Like, as you can see here, the adjusted defense is 112. Now, so that's going to be lower. We're still looking at 194. Yeah, as Roach says there, didn't lose any tanks, so that's still good. I think they are going to give out. They've lost some of their guns as well. They have a few guns, but it's the fact that they're losing the infantry. Preparation. But this is the good news. It's like we are within supply. I don't know what the supply situation is at Noumea, but they're not going to have an infinite amount of supply. The main thing is they can't actually reinforce at all. They can't resupply. So that's good news. Now, the actual excellent thing is that we will have a level 2 airfield at Luganville this turn, I do believe. So that's going to give us a lot of options. I'm not going to be using bombers from, let's say, Luganville to bombard. So what were your losses? I lost, what was it, 2 squads? We'll double check that one again. But about 200 and, was it 299? Something of that nature. Okay, so 13 casualties reported over here, 1 destroyed. So this is good news. We are slowly but surely grinding them down. There we go. So overall, not as... Yep, there we go. Luganville's expanded to a level 2 airfield. That's excellent. That's exactly what I need in the region. That means that we can get G4M1s down to that region now. That's going to change things up. That's going to be a big change. I need to see where the Amagiri is. I need to see where the actual destroyer minesweepers are. I want to see, like, have they actually set out to deliver their men as of yet? We are going to be taking the islands of Raoul, Norfolk, and Lord Howe soon. How you doing there, biplane? Is it biplane? Yeah, biplane. I forget what your name is. How you doing there, dude? Can you bomb Auckland with G4 M1s from Luganville? No, we don't have that sort of range. But we will be able to cause quite a lot of the disturbance in that area. Okay. So it's unfortunate that one of his submarines did pick up on our invasion forces moving to the Dutch East Indies, but that's okay. It's one of these things of he picked up on one element, he didn't pick up on the main body. He hasn't picked up on the actual Miniki moving into the area either. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So as you guys can see, we do have a... Right, another engineer regiment has arrived. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead here and just quickly save this. So, there we go. How you doing there, Apollo? Yeah, we're actually going to be doing a succession series of Rule the Waves within the next week or two, actually. I think we're going to be playing as Russia, actually. I do generally leave that up to Tortuga and THG on that one, but I think we will be playing a Russian Rule the Waves 2 season, well, succession series. So that's going to be quite cool. Okay, so it's going to do some stuff here. I'm just going to send the replay over. So it's going to be 2 seconds here, guys. There we go. Okay, right then. I'm just going to send the replay over to THG, so it'll be 2 seconds. So I'm going to stop recording here, so for those of you who are watching this as a replay, thank you for stopping by, and see you next time. Right, so now that we've got rid of the people watching the replay, now we can talk shop. Oh dear. Yeah, sure, if you want to ask, like, Tortuga Roach, it's really Tortuga who's, like, doing that. Like, he just said, do you want to play? I'm like, yeah, sure. So yeah, if you just want to send him a message over, I'm sure he'll be alright with that. Can't see why not. Okay. Just gonna send the replay. There we go. He had all talk shit. Okay. We'll take a look at the actual tracker later, so I'm going to bring that back on. There we go. I'm going to open the game up in windowed mode, actually. It's a little bit easier just to do things than just talk about things. Though sometimes I don't see the actual industry. I might have to see if there's like a mod that maybe sorts that out, but I don't know about that. Okay. So overall, not the busiest turn ever, but a lot of good did happen. And we were very lucky in the American submarines all missing, which was excellent. We didn't take any damage to our own submarines, and we did score an actual tanker kill. Now, it didn't look like a very large tanker, but it did go down. And the fact is, it was carrying fuel, so ultimately worthwhile. Worthwhile kill there. Yeah. The I-164 did very well there. She's very low in munitions here at the moment, well, ammunition, but she'll go back and reload soon. The Great Marianas Turkish shoot. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so it looks like he has moved aircraft over here from Balikpapan. We did previously see about 30 there. So he's moving aircraft. Yeah, so we're aware of that. Oh, that is the 4th Division force there. Okay. Right, we do spot some tankers here then. Sorry, cargo ships over here. Interesting. We may want to just pull these guys. I don't know, it's one of these. He's aware of us now. That force is moving in over there. Okay. Right, so your home port is going to be Bab al-Dawab. There we go. You're not going to complain now. I'll set your... Yep, your home port's already set to Bab al-Dawab. We are moving very quickly here. It's a very fast-moving force. I'm hoping that we should be able to get by. It's unfortunate that we have discovered a submarine. Now, I was told by Infinite that supposedly there's some nasty coastal guns over here. So I think we're going to set our target towards Kendari. I am somewhat tempted to potentially... It might be worthwhile having them follow the Minikita Patai. I'd like to have a little bit more fuel there, but it is what it is for the time being. Okay, so we have moved in some additional supplies here to Naval, so it's not complaining for the time being. He did retake the base over here at Zamboanga, but that's okay. You can see there's a patrol boat here. We'll unload the supplies over here. Okay, we can see another submarine over here, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, PT boats. He must be moving supply over there. He's got a cargo ship in over here as well. Okay. Let's see, how far away are we? About 2-3 days as of yet. And Manila's complained about a bit lack of supply. Yeah, that's so very damaged. So very damaged. Oh no, it's not the supply. I think it's the, yeah, it's the garrison, isn't it? Okay. Right, you're loading supplies at the moment. Okay, so it's unfortunate that he did discover this force moving down here. Meh, it's one of these things, we'll have to live with it. It's not like we're going to be able to move into this area unbeknownst to him, but the fact is we're already moving. So I might have them, it's one of these, isn't it? I think I'll probably have them follow the mini Kitabatai, rather than going there alone. Probably is safer like that. I mean, we have spotted some cargo ships over here, so I do wonder what it's doing here. That's interesting. I mean, this is it. We're going to sink some additional ships that we didn't even know about. So this is good news. We're moving into the area in a big way now. Hopefully you'll be able to recognize that soon. Okay, so we are looking pretty good here. It's about 1,700 salt value, but yeah, we need far more. Far more is to arrive. Okay. So what I'm going to do here then is set everybody to this operations mode. Basically take them out of the strategic. Okay. Would not call them nasty, but there's of course a gun battalion with 150mm guns and 75mm guns that Kandara does not have. Yeah, that's worthwhile to take note of. I mean, it can come for Ambon in the future, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll take a look at Numair in a moment. So I'm going to put these guys on combat. There we go, so it's going to be a couple days until they're ready. So most will be ready tomorrow. The other guys over here will be 2 days, which is fine. Everybody else is going to be unloading. And resting, which is okay. Basically, we'll be building up here. 124th. I'm looking forward to actually reuniting the 124th Regiment. That's going to be nice. Okay. So apparently I do have 80 aviation support over here already, which is good news. So if I wanted to, I could actually move some forces in here. Port is a little bit damaged. Airfield, 2 service damage, runway damage. But the thing is, yeah, it's going to be fine. Jesus Christ, that's a big supply limit. Okay. We'll be looking golden soon. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the forces in Numair then. Well, at Numair. Okay. So sort this by type. So the 4th is actually looking pretty decent. I think they were roughly about that number previously. 99 there. We're looking pretty good. Fatigue's manageable enough. It's the 84th that is not too good. Well, then again, that's still 31, 73. But we're looking pretty good here. I think, obviously, one more day of deliberate attacks. Now, normally I wouldn't do this, but we're still looking at 329 assault value here. Disruption is really not that bad. The 4th Infantry has 10 disruption, but everybody else is looking pretty good. Fatigue is building, but it's not yet a problem. And the thing is, we can definitely see that it's going to be the defenders that crack before we do. The planet will crack before the guard does. Or is it, no, the planet will break before the guard does. Love that saying. Awesome, really. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 8th Tank Regiment. So it looks like, I think these tanks might break down. I think that it might be something like that. I don't know particularly how it works with vehicles, but they haven't been listed as lost in combat. But they're doing great. They are doing very well. Alright. Looking excellent so far. Still spotting some ships over here, apparently. Now, I have lost sight of... Yeah, we did see some tankers around. Sorry, yeah, I always say tankers. We did see some cargo ships over here. Looks like time to shock at Numair. Potentially so. Potentially so. I'm always a little bit dubious around shock attacks. It is looking good, but... I've been burnt on them before, really. I mean, we could very well go for it. I'm not saying that we can't yet. Okay, we are seeing a lot of... I do wonder what he's doing at Johnson. He must be building up some sort of airfield there. Hard to tell. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the situation over here. Shock attacks really... Like, they are superb. If they work, and they work monstrously well. So he's still spotted the Kitabatai, so he's obviously going to be fully aware of that now. But let's see, so there's 2 ships here, an AP here, cruiser mine layer, and a actual cargo ship. So that's fine, yeah. Unfortunately, the Kitabatai is spotted, but that's okay. we're still going to carry on moving here. I was hoping that we would be within range, but obviously we're not within range here. Looks like, obviously, we did move as we would have wished to, also due to the fact we did meet up. I was kind of hoping it might have been in the AM phase where we would have linked up here and I would have been able to smash them here, but that's okay. We still sank a tanker and we hit an oiler pretty hard, so that's good news. It shows that we were in a position to surprise him over here, so that's very good. We have found some ships over here at Port Moresby, so what's he going to do about that? He can't escape us. So we have potentially potentially 5 ships to destroy over here. We'll get an idea of what is in Moresby, but that's very good. Okay. The convoy to move the 56th Division is closing in as well. So we're looking at just a couple days until they arrive. There we go. Radio intercepts will be quite good. Let's see if we have any. Tacloban, Alameda, Sydney, Puna, Bataan, Anchorage. Shock increases your effective AV and will reduce force further than deliberate. He should take that base with shock, but might not want to deliberate. I mean, we can go with a shock. I think it's one of these, isn't it, where it looks like he's breaking. I think we'll go with a shock then. I'm going to trust in you there, Infinite. But I think you are right. I do think you are right. I don't really go for the shock attacks without really contemplating it, but I think evidence does point to the fact that we will break them. I mean, the actual regiments are in good shape here. And it'll be a glorious victory. Okay. How you doing there, Carl? Oh, and he can't hear me, okay, so yeah, I suppose that's a little bit of a mute point there, isn't it? So if you guys want to talk to him in chat, that'd be great. Bad move, trust me, I'm an evil. Will you set some squadrons in the Kitabatai to do a harbour strike? See, as far as it goes, I've got to bear in mind this safety of the Kitabatai here. There's still potentially... don't even ask me where those 2 light cruisers went. I don't even bloody know where they are. It might be these 2 ships over here that are the light cruisers. Which would make sense considering that we did lose them. And they were around about this area here. So if he was aware of aircraft here, he might have headed to Port Moresby. It's unfortunate that the G3s haven't been yet able to land, which is interesting. So it might... Well, the good news is it's like we've spotted them, which is nice. So I don't know. I'm going to keep them on just naval strike for the time being. And then we'll see what happens. Still reports in a CVE, but I really doubt that. Okay, still moving here. Now, this landing force, I suppose, have been spotted there. I do wonder if that's potentially from aircraft. I mean, it does have a fair old defense there. So if an allied force did come, at least we'd still have some sort of means to defend ourselves. Oh dear. Interestingly enough, we didn't actually see any ASW attacks over here. 3 submarines moving through here, which is good news. 2 CLs aren't a serious threat to the Kitabatai. The Kitabatai has enough planes to overkill everything he could have in this area. You are correct. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like how we're going to treat this as at the moment. Well, there are potential threats. I can't really underestimate them. Even a mine layer can be quite a deadly threat, depending on the circumstances. So what I'm going to do here, then, is we'll stick to the naval attack, because it's one of these things, it's like he either tries to leave port, which is really the only chance he has. It's like he's either going to try to leave port, or he's going to remain in port, and then he's doomed either way, really, isn't he? So I figure he's going to go for the escape. He'll try to get out of here more than likely. So what I'll do then is I'll move... To be honest, it's one of these, isn't it? It's like I could potentially move to this area, then it's like his only means of escape is really quite limited. So if we know we are going to take the fort eventually, what would have us to take less casualties? Well, it's one of these. It's like we might potentially take more casualties over the course of few attacks rather than one attack to finish it. We'll see. I think a shock attack will break them. I don't imagine they're in a great state right now. Okay. So we do have our level 2 airfield at Luganville at last. We're at 10,747 supply at the moment, which is very good. The patrol boat is nearing her destination. Whereabouts is the Amagiri? Have the... Right, they've not set off as of yet. I don't think they're loading, really. Well, you've got an SLF squad there, so that's fine. That's all I need there. So I'm going to tell you to stop loading. You've got what I need. All I need is an infantry squad, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, so you're going to be sent to Lord Howe Island and get going now. We sank a tanker, actually. Okay. Just need a infantry squad on there. I think it's one of these things that we did learn at Kwantan that you can't take a base without infantry. Yeah, he absolutely would throw away light cruisers for that. We've seen how he handles his ship. We know, we absolutely know that he will throw anything and everything at us if it does mean the potential for success. So I'm not going to discount them. We have seen that he has been very reckless, very suicidal to a degree with his ships, and they did have the potential to work, so I've got to really, really bear that in mind. I don't think it's a bad choice anyway. Anything that remains in port we're going to be aware of, obviously due to the naval reconnaissance, so it's one of these things, if we don't hit it this turn, that's fine. I'd rather concentrate my efforts on a wider area than on one select area for the time being. And something to take note of, I could always use the actual naval bombers over here to actually hit the potential port. Though I don't know what the level of AA is here, I don't know what sort of troops we're looking at, I don't know if there's any aircraft here, so I'm not too keen on doing that as such. And these guys are on naval attack. I might have too many of them on rest, to be honest. Fatigue isn't... well, it is what it is. But what I'm going to do here is turn down the amount of rest this turn, and we'll put additional ones in here. I do have plenty in reserve, so that's good news. Yeah, so it's like the worst affected planes can go back in and undergo repair, really. They are using bombs, so it's not the easiest. I'm going to up this to about 30% then, make sure that we do find what's going on here. Set Kidibutai units to naval strike with report attack as a backup. Well, that's true, you can always have a backup, actually. No specific target, let commanders make decision. Put like 20% of all DB and TB on naval search. True. Yeah, I could go for that. I think that'd be a nice way. We can cover both bases, then, which is fine. So at the moment, we've set them to, obviously, rest. But I'll set them to port attack. I do tend to forget about the secondary options sometimes. So we'll set that then, which is fine by me. I think now, is the question going to be, do I use torpedoes? I think we'll use torpedoes if we have them. As far as I'm concerned, it's like we will be heading out to track to go rearm soon. And as far as I'm concerned, it's like you need to greet every target with maximum lethality. Because it's like, it's going to come to the point when you do find yourself in an engagement that you didn't plan for. And yeah, that torpedo might have been handy. And of course, there could be times where we do find ourselves in an engagement where torpedoes are missing. But we're ideally going to steer away from those circumstances. I'm not going to have the Kidibutai really operating in hostile waters without naval search or just, yeah, friendly aircraft in the area as such. Without knowledge, I suppose, is the best way to say it, really. Yeah, as Monkey says there, go big or go home. I mean, this is it, really. I think you've got to go in with the intent to kill. Because if you go in there with, like... If you dilly-dally, it can come back to bite you. Yeah, I always rather use a bigger gun. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I'll set all dive bombs in this task force then to 20% naval search and, yeah, port attack as a secondary. I might increase the range, actually. Yeah, I think we'll go for the increased range. We might have some operational losses, but I do want to cover a very large area. So, standard range is 7. It's one of these, isn't it? So we'll do this for a single day. We should be alright. We've been doing it for a long time. I think one day should be okay, and then we'll take it back down. Oh, I best set that to all of them. Right, send all naval dive bombers. Torpedo bombers. If they have torpedoes, use them. If they don't, well, tough luck. So we'll set that to 7. I could go larger. I think we'll go larger. I think it's one of these. It's like if something is going to be in this area, I'll try to hit it. So we'll go for the 9. It is, though... No, actually, we'll go for the 7. I don't want to be using the reduced bomb load. I believe if they're within range but they don't have torpedoes, I think they use 800 kilogram bombs. I'm not entirely certain, but I think that is how it works with the B5 and 2Ks. So I'd rather them use that, but even then a 500 kilogram bomb load isn't bad. But these guys aren't the best dive bombers. But they are trained, but they're not exactly intended to be doing that, are they? So I think we'll go with that. I wish it would show, like, if missing this bomb load sort of thing. So we'll go for 7. At least it means that they'll be moving out there with the dive bombers as well, so there's more chances to actually kill. So 20% search, yep. Port attack. There we go. Right, the zeros. Light cruiser can shrug off bombs long enough to tangle with the Kitabatai, but torpedoes not so much. Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? Right, so we have been resting quite nicely here. It might be potentially worth... Wait, why are you set to using... I swear to God, some of these I have to check again, don't I? Rename them. If I can, right. I was hoping that we could actually just tell them just to look after the carriers, but that's fine. Combat air patrol is what we need anyway. I could reduce that range, but it's one of those. If they can do it, then it's probably worthwhile. I was going to put an increased number of them on rest for the time being, because fatigue is going to be creeping up otherwise. Right, change you back to day. Looks like I might have missed some settings on these ones, which is strange. Oh, right, I understand, yes. Obviously, yeah, okay, never mind. We don't want to have them on that much combat air patrol, actually. Okay, yeah. So that would be 60% leaving about 40%. Which, yeah, I'm okay with that. So set all A6 and 2 zeros. What I'm going to do then is just adjust this. At altitudes, really. Increase that to 25. 20 is fine. You can fly at 19. Actually, we'll go about 18,000 feet. About 2,000 feet bands, really. Then you can remain at 20. And you can remain at 20. Will there be enough space for the A5 M4s on your CVs once you refuel your squadrons? Probably not. Well, once they refuel, then that's it. What I'll be doing then is really taking the A5 M4s off, and I don't know, it'd be interesting, really. They spent a long while on these carriers now. I wish there was like some sort of ticket to tell you how long until their carrier trained. Carrier capable, but not carrier trained. Yeah, okay. Maybe by the time we arrive in Truck, they might have it. I doubt it, but there's always that chance. As far as it goes, I'm going to have them really offloaded. We'll probably just use them to look after, like, small bases as such. As at the end of the day, any sort of combat air patrol is potentially decent enough. But, I can have them potentially upgrade to 8 system 2.0s in the future, which is okay. Makes use of them, really. I mean, possibly once we do upgrade to the next, well, from the 8 system 2.0 to either the 8 system 3 or the 8 system 5, ideally the 5, we'll have a few 8 system 2s left over, so it might be that we use these squadrons that are A5M4s to actually use the 8 system 2s, just obviously the older aircraft, but we'll see. We'll see as things go on. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the actual sea here. So deep ocean over here, which is good. Just going to take a drink of Fanta at the moment. Right. So this is where the where things come in into play here. Okay. So as we can see, to make it through the Torres Strait, I'm just going to click off the actual Kiribati. Okay. So to actually make it through the Torres Strait is actually really difficult. There's a lot to bypass here, which is going to slow them down to a degree. So, to be honest, what I could potentially do here, then, is I could maybe move to around about this position, maybe about this position, something like that, which is not too far away from where we are now. And it's going to be really quite easy to cover this area. I might move a little bit closer. If we take a look, let's see. So, if we're here... So that's 1 hex, 2 hex, 3 hex, 4 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could potentially position myself here, which does mean I'm covered to the flank, but let's see. If I position myself here, Moresby is 6 hexes away. Horn Island is 4. Cooktown is 5. We don't know what else is in the area. So still we're within range over here. We will be within range as we do pass by. I think what I will do... We'll cancel that destination for the time being. I'm going to set your home port to truck as well, actually. There we go. I don't think it's a very large tanker, but we'll take a look at it shortly. I'm thinking maybe about here, something like that, maybe in the center of this area. Though, what I might do is actually send this as a destination, but actually have like a waypoint to potentially move us around like that, so we do have a chance to potentially come into range of different assets. But we'll take a look at that one shortly. I'm just going to go ahead and show Carl the tanker that we sank. So we'll go over here then. So the Angelina, so it's Dutch, only about 4 points. Very small, but the fact is it's still a tanker, so it's worthwhile sinking. It's always worthwhile. Let's see, do we see any aircraft losses? We see an Oscar go down, a Betty goes down to operational, J goes down, Swordfish goes down to operational, which is interesting. Okay, let's go for our operational report. So, I think that's in Tokyo. I'd have to double check that. Ayoko Maru, we'll check that one definitely. Reported hit there. Yeah, it's just a small one. Small fry. But still, it's fuel. It's one of these things, isn't it? It's like, things like that can be easily missed. So taking it out is good. Means that more fuel will be left behind for us, which is fine. Well, if it's basically like one pilot to an aircraft, really. I appreciate it, Bear Monkey. It's awesome. Thank you very much. She's definitely doing reconnaissance over Malaya. We saw that one. Allied sub-chasers reported hit there. Oh, so I imagine it's the C5M2 Babs that were actually sent to Naval search for actually going ahead and hitting them, which is interesting. DMSWA detects Allied aircraft at 113156 near Comac. 140, Allied float plane. 82, right, let's look for 140. Okay, so that's a mini Kitabatai. So, intriguing. I do wonder what it's doing here. Not entirely sure. I'm going quite deep here. I'm going to bypass these bases. I'm going to take Manadu. Manadu should be under attack next turn. I'm hoping that we have enough men. I don't know if he has enough... Like, I don't know what the garrison's there, but we have 1,000 men to unload, so we'll see how that goes. I think what I'm going to do is actually have them follow the mini Kitabatai. I could have the mini Kitabatai follow them, actually would probably make more sense. Though saying that, so I'm going to set the destination for Kendari. But I'm going to use the waypoints here. I'm trying to lose this submarine over there. But also buy some time for the mini Kitabatai to actually move through. Yeah. It is difficult when it comes to the submarines, isn't it? Okay. What we are going to do then is we do have Chiyoda over here. I think I'm going to set the Chiyoda to ASW actually. That's very true. So I'm going to set the Jakes to ASW, I reckon. We've still got a decent amount of search from the other ships, so I think this is probably worthwhile doing. Yeah, use them at 8. They're decent aircraft for this. So that's about 50% there. And we'll take a look at what the float planes we have there. Okay, that's good to know about. Right, so carrier aircraft. One of these squadrons is missing. Okay. I'll have the Pete then run SW. The 7K2 and the Pete. There's only like bloody one aircraft. Okay, 100%. That's fine. So you're not within range to run the reconnaissance. Yeah, be nice to sink those ships actually. Try and bypass the actual submarine there. If I can avoid shallow waters, that'd be quite good, actually. Oh no, I need shallow water, don't I? Sorry, I got it the wrong way around there. But I don't want to run next to here. I think that'd be okay. There's not a terribly large amount I can do, but I think I might set the second waypoint. Still roughly the same, but obviously takes us closer to that enemy submarine there, so we'll go with what it was then. Upgraded to Jose. Well, I mean, the end of this year will be having them upgraded to CVLs, actually. Okay. So you're going to move in around here. A bloody submarine, isn't it? Oh dear. I believe we're still expanding the size of the Tokyo repair shipyard, actually. What am I sitting at? Repair shipyard's at 26 at the moment. I did overexpand that, I reckon. As it's listed for another 74, but we'll probably cancel when it gets to 50. Though additional capacity might be useful in the future, but it's one of these things, isn't it? It's big expenditure. Yeah, so we do see 2 enemy units over here, so there's 2 units here. 62,000 men. So it's got bombers based out here, then. So 2 bombers, sorry, 2 fighters, 16 bombers, 9 auxiliary. I'm not seeing any aircraft over here either, which is, that's interesting, man. Right, we finally found this force. We're in the same... No, we're not actually in the same bloody hex. I think he's moving on to me, isn't he? Yes, he is. Oh, well, superb. Oh, there we go. So we'll be the defender, and it's rough terrain, which is awesome. Okay, that's very good. Okay, that's great. The good news is it looks like we should... I don't technically control this hex as it seems. Excuse me. But I'm hoping that we will control that. So the moment supply will be making its making its way down here again. I believe. And let's double check this actually first. 30, 30. Okay, so we're all at... Yeah, that's fine then. So we'll rebuild the 104th. I didn't think it'd actually bloody remove that. I'm actually... That's irritating, okay. Shocked by one up to experience. Okay, we're moving supply upriver. How much supply is in Shanghai at the moment? Quite a bit. But it's good to have this supply continuously moving into central China. I am annoyed about that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. His units over here still look to be in place, which is alright. I might pull these forces to take that, but then again, it's one of these things that will allow the Ichang... Well, it's one of these, isn't it? If he's going to move it, he's going to move it. I don't think there's a lot I can really do about it. I think it's one of these when it's probably a worse decision to be here, because I'm just wasting time. So we're going to march him back to Hankow. We're still got a mixed brigade out here as well. So we'll have them march. Set the objective for Changsha. I mean, Ichang doesn't matter. It's a nice position to have, but we lost that. There's not much we can do about it. It's not worthwhile going all in again. Right, I could do with actually Garrison and Yang. Might turn around one of these forces. So we have the RGC and the China Expeditionary Army moving there. Those are good, so they'll be moving to Wuchang. So, yeah, we'll move them down over here, get them within range of Changsha and its defenders. Okay, so you can see additional forces have arrived over here. Yep, artillery's here. Headquarters are here. Okay. So set all to march. You remain here. $200. Okay, so that would leave me at the 200 now, which is fine. But the good news is all the artillery, the armor's moving. I think we're gonna get a thunderstorm. We're talking in-game or reality? So I think it's listed for like thunderstorms later tonight over here actually. So that's kind of cool. It's great as well because it's like I've cut the grass, I've mowed the lawn, and to be an American, so I've done that. So that's good news. At least it's going to get watered. So yeah, sorted. That works well for me. Okay, fighter pilots have gained a bit of experience last month. Not a single DB or TV has gained skill. Yeah, that's true. In real life, okay. I don't know if it's going to be aware of that mixed brigade, but we'll see. But it looks like he's retreating here, so I don't know. Now, I did make some changes. We did, well, I went through some of these convoys on the suggestion of Infinite, and what I've done is I've actually set up some patrol boats to run just between the actual East China Sea and Japan. I've taken some other forces, like, for example, sent some additional escorts and another destroyer up to the north. I think I've sent in some other forces as well up to the north. Really trying to, like, increase the amount of escort over here. Blunder Storm thundering through. I like that. Okay. I don't seem to have found any submarines out here as of yet. We have been seeing them move down here, so I do wonder what they're doing. Okay, Mutsu's moving back. I think the Oilers arrived. Yes, they did. Fantastic. You might want to send some troops deeper into China. Well, I mean, that's what we're doing at the moment. I mean, like, you bear in mind that, as far as it goes, we have troops basically like that. We actually do occupy a good chunk of China. As far as it goes, the Chinese are only over here in Wenkao. They have some forces here, of course. This bloody headquarters, I just need to finish off at some point. Yes, as far as it goes, it's like we have a big solid chunk of China. And it's not completely 100% under our control, but it's getting there. I mean, once we break them at Changsha, that's when we can begin to move things. But it looks like he's actually moving reinforcements from Nanning, which is interesting. It looks like he's going to be moving them up the line here. So I don't think he knows that we have that unit there, which is not surprising, because it's like, it's one of these things of, what reason would he have to actually look at that base, you know what I mean? So what I might do then is, let's see. So I've got the Ki-27s over there now. I'm going to look to see if I can get some reconnaissance over that area. I'm going to remember to check things every now and then. So I'll run some reconnaissance over Nanning. 11. Oh yeah, I mean, this is it. I completely intend this to be a Stalingrad on the Yangtze. I don't even know where that place is. Not Stalingrad, I'm talking about where they were set for the objectives. But as far as it goes, it's like we have a complete advantage. There's not much you can actually do to challenges on that one. It just can't. It just doesn't have the potential to do that. Oh right, Quainlin, yeah, that's fine. You're undergoing training at the moment. Very frank. To be frank, sorry, these are actually very nice aircraft. They are China expeditionary, so I can't exactly move them out here. But I could have them move to be somewhere more useful, really. So let's go ahead. Now, over at Wenkao, I've actually got pretty good intelligence. Airfield. Yeah, it's going to be great once we do have that light industry and heavy industry. It's going to be very nice. Another border zone is excellent. Okay. Right, at Hankau. Soon have level 5 fortifications. Are these forces passing through? There's a lot of temporary divisions here. Fair enough. Oh yeah, some of these assets have just arrived. But it looks like these guys are ready to go. There's only 3 units here that are not ready, but we do have a couple here ready, so that's excellent. We do have the 22nd AA Regiment as well. So at least I've got some actual AA. That's actually interesting. Okay, yeah. I thought it would have been higher than that. So what I'm going to do then is actually take that reconnaissance unit over here and we'll move it to Changsha. Well, Hankau, sorry. To overlook Changsha. See, that's true. But the thing is, it's like... it's just... It plays to our advantage. Changsha really does. It's like, it's a shame that it's urban. But the fact is... It's on the wrong side of the river, and he's gonna know that. We know that. It's not on the right side of the river. We do have the advantage of artillery. I mean, he can keep on drip feeding men in there, but that's absolutely fine. The Chinese don't have the supply to really keep the battle going as such. We can keep the battle going much, much longer than he can. And we're going to exhaust him like that. Okay, so they've shifted in. Can I not actually... Can I break them up, or is it not going to give... Can I do that? Is it going to allow me to do that? It's irritating. It doesn't help when they're actually... Really weird, isn't it? So we have some of them that are flying. Okay, well, that's a lot of reconnaissance anyway. Would be better if I could break it up, but okay. Set you over Changsha. Let's take a look at these other cities then. So Hengyang is looking pretty bad at 38,000 troops. If he weakens these too much, I could move in there. Changtai is looking 3,700. Yeah, 200,000 men here. He's only got 554 guns and no AFVs. The fact is, it's like we have a lot of vehicles. We're also going to have more vehicles soon. We've got a lot of engineers here. So as you can see, we have 15,000 supplies in the Hex. We require 9,779. The good news is it's like we're not using as much supply as he is, which is good. I have headquarters here that are going to really help us out with the assault bow. I've got actual army commands that are moving down to this area as well, so it's only a matter of time to get the critical mass of force to take the area. Oh, you do have a port, actually, that's good. I might have them take it to Wuchang instead, actually. Well, that's a more central position. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you recon without a base target, they will sometimes find the units that you do not see. Yeah, that's very true, actually. What I might do then is actually take some of these guys and just send this reconnaissance without a target as such then. Like you, we'll have the flow planes. Something worthwhile for them to do, I guess. At least I can give them a decent reserve there, so they can just keep going. $20 of Chinese. Where the hell? Oh, right, that'd be that unit there. I think. Yeah, moving on us. But I've got men moving here, so it's one of these things of if he thinks that he's going to be able to cut us off, it's going to be sort of a mistake. And as far as I'm concerned, it's not even a threat as such. It's one of those of where he might move them into Changsha, but it just makes things better for me, really. Because then instead of 200,000 Chinese, we're going to be able to beat up like 270, nearly 300,000. If he wants to make this a big battle, he's more than welcome. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's like, we'll just simply keep up the artillery bombardment. Keep that up. I mean, we're going to be moving bombers over shortly, so once we're moving in bombers there as well, it's going to be really difficult for him. He will have fighters, but I'm just going to outdo him. I'm going to just completely outdo him in China. And the thing is, he's not going to be able to stop us then. I'm half tempted to use units such as these, like, Idas, and yeah, we need to make use of our bombers and that. Okay, so we've got the 4th Sentai over here, 4th Sentai Detachment A. Reattach. Oh, there we go, superb. Daihoku. Ah, okay. I see. What's the actual experience here? I could put some actual decent pilots in here. It's not exactly great, is it? Right, you do have access to drop tanks now, so you might be able to move out of here. Yeah, you have a lot of range. Right. Move you to town. Just one there. Is there any aviation over here? 24. I'm gonna move the reconnaissance over there to Taihoku. Reason being, at least it's gonna reduce the range and theoretically operational fatigue on the aircraft. Yeah, 5 hexes versus 8. 11 Sentai. Not as great as I was imagining. I mean, I could put obviously decent pilots in there, most likely. This is all these scenarios. Yeah, these are actually really good pilots. Well, okay pilots. Okay, there's really no reason why I can't be using this unit just to pound out the Chinese unit. So we'll stand them down here. When are they going to be ready? A day, 2 days, okay. Well, what I'll do is anyway, set them to ground attack. We know that's like a really crappy Chinese like headquarters. It's probably starved to death by now. But we're going to hit it. At least then the pilot's going to gain some experience. Like, what are they doing here? They're not doing anything of worth here. So they might be restricted then, okay. Like, these are ways to spend time here. Though actually, that might be better off moved elsewhere. It's part of the career army. I think we should be fine there. It's not going to take us below the limit. Okay, we'll just fly them. Yeah, your units in Shanghai all over the shop really, so I should move you out of here. It's additional support after all. Hastings K4s are doing alright. Okay, rebuild that unit. What did he run into then? Ah. So it was you, and it was around about this point, wasn't it? So that's very interesting. Really quite the chance encounter as such. Okay, so we're offloading supply over here at Chichijima. Dock up and let them do that. Jesus, they must be eating through supply like crazy. Cruiser mine layer, Yima. Moving down here to Guam. And basically I did this off cam. Decided to move on to Guam just because it's like, well, we could potentially mine Guam in advance. I was considering, do we mine Inuatok? Maybe? I don't know, but I think it's one of those that might bypass it. But I don't know, maybe. We don't get that many mines, so we'll see where they're needed, really. Okay, they are on cruise speed. You're taking, Right, you need to get the hell out of Agshy. As you very nearly got sank last turn. Take a little bit longer, but at least you might live. Okay, the Hex 6Ks over here are still flying. One in reserve. Yeah, basically one of them's flying each day. Is he mining this? I do wonder what he's doing there. So that's a lot of cruiser miners. It must be some sort of pit stop. It's got to be something like that. I can't really fathom as to why he'd use it elsewise. I mean, I can imagine it's probably based in float planes there. It's like, meh. I'll place them on rest until we need them. Still got enough aviation support to keep that squadron going. Okay. I'm going to have you run a fast transport as well. I'm going to move another 1,000 tons of supply there. Load supplies. I think again airfield there, that'd be quite handy. I forget which one's moving out now. Ah, okay. Some of these I probably don't have to patrol here as much, but it's worthwhile doing so. There we go. Auto disband when mission is finished. Okay, so still quite a lot of tonnage to be unloaded here. Do they have range to Numea? 10. It's quite a distant, oh, they are running reconnaissance then. Yeah, it's quite distant, isn't it? I doubt they'll make it. I'd imagine the weather's having a big impact. I mean, if we take a look at this then, so the weather, it's not so bad now, but I imagine it's not been cracking earlier on. You're moving to Luganville. Amigiri. So far undetected. She might make it into Raoul next turn. Patrol in here. Gonna have to leave here shortly. Goddamn. Not picked up any targets over here as of yet. There will be some. There will be. Can you build aircraft and engine factories at any location? It seems to be only at specified locations. It seems like you have to have one of these facilities already there as such. Okay. So we'll go about to move our G4s down to Luganville, I do believe. And we'll go ahead and check our aviation support at Luganville. Should be pretty good, actually. 109, 65 required. Don't have more than that. Alright, I'm going to stand them down. Suppliers could move it in a much larger package anyway. Forgot about Visata over here. Well, I mean, I can't believe I forgot about her, but okay. Bit too large, isn't she? Some of the Watatake class of destroyers to go meet her. Okay, so let's go over our position of the Kitapatai then. So the Kitapatai is going to move into about here. Let's take a look at this then. So you're currently setting up patrol rounds. Okay, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to look for a little bit more distance between myself and Port Moresby. But what I'm going to do here then is take advantage of the terrain over here. So see, there is this coral reef here, so if there's something here, it can't get to me as such. I'm going to move past that coral reef. And then move up over here. A second one could be there. Bring us a little bit closer for that time being. And then we obviously turn this way. I think I'll set the third waypoint. Maybe about there. Though actually, I do want to be... I think it's one of these. I do want to be a bit closer. Well, actually, I should still be within range, though. We'll go ahead and double-check that. I don't think we'll make it there with the other diversions. That's still within range, isn't it? So yeah, at least we're covered in this area, then. Yeah, I'm just cover these two hexes here. I think that's going to make the most of it. So we'll move just here then. So it'll be within 3, 5, 8. So it'll be without that range on Townsville, but that's okay. It's one of these, isn't it? He's now aware of the Kiddipatai. He's obviously been aware of the Kiddipatai to some degree beforehand. We did obviously see a response here. The question is going to be to, like, what end can he move forces? See, there's only 7 bombers. It looks like he might have lost a bomber of unoperational there. The weather... It's forecasting clear skies here. Okay. But the fact is, we do have the full might of the Kiddipatai. And that's every single aircraft. Who the hell's leading the Kiddipatai? Akawa? Okay. Yeah, it's one of these. It's one of these. I think it's a case of, we did see more ships in the area. I'm looking for those 2 light cruisers. I do want to hit them. He's going to either disband into port or run, probably both dependent upon the speed of his ships. So, Naval will port back and will give you a chance to kill them, the ones that run, and attend the port if he doesn't. Yeah, that's pretty much it, pretty much. So that's what we want there. We'll be moving to a position here where we're going to be off the coast. I've got submarines moving over here. I've got you I-7 over here, but I don't think you're doing me any good, are you? So I'll have you move off the coast of Moresby. Though it might be worth... I think I'm going to send a submarine down towards, like, Townsville. It's one of these, we know there's a ship in there, and it didn't move out, so I'll move it out that way. And then on the off chance he thinks it's safe to move out, we strike it. That'd be nice. Night attack naval search might be worthwhile. That's okay. We'll take... Well, what I'll do then is I'll run the planes from Karga on night. And that just sets it to naval attack, but that's okay. Okay. We'll just use the planes from the Karga. So that is 5 carriers then still on the day, which is fine. I think it's one of these, like, a lot of threats may come during the day, really. So I think that works for me. I think 1 carrier will be enough. And that's still like 50 odd planes, really, at the end of the day. Okay, these submarines are moving. You can just control this area here. Maybe just a Jackson seaplane cruiser. Yeah, that's fine, then I'll go with that. suppose that it allows the carrier divisions to actually function. Okay, that's good, man. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll have you transfer to the Chitose. Over the 16th. That's okay. I mean, to be fair, I was going to go like that. But no, that's fine. In fact, I'll run them 100% at this point in time. But it's good to see here that we have targets. I mean, this is it. So, moving to the area. And we're going to be moving out of this area shortly. But the good news is, I think it really was the right decision to move north. It's one of these of, like... It'd have been interesting to see, really, the alternate history, like, what would have happened had we gone south. But this is it, really. This is it. I think it works out fine, though. We are finding targets. I mean, we found some tankers which are valuable targets there. We have seen... troop transports around this area, which is nice. When is Operation Kiwi Home Invasion going to begin so it cuts off THD supplies from the US? Well, we've really reeled in our Pacific ambitions to a degree. We're moving into the area, so we're going to be moving. We might potentially even have Rhode Island next turn. But what I'm going to do here then is try to get some engineers here. I mean, if I could get some engineers from Rhode Island, that'd be amazing. But even down to just base them there temporarily would be quite nice. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have like a we'll have periods of expansion really. But as far as it goes, it's like we are in the process here of just solidifying. I think what I might do then is actually once New Mare falls is bring the L3Y2s down here. The transports that we do have in the Pacific. I'm going to use them, use them to actually move down the air flotilla here actually to New Mare. Though it does depend on the actual state of the airbase. I'm going to have to get some engineers over there. In either form. I do have some engineers over here, which is okay. So at least I can start it. And the best part of this New Caledonia campaign has been just the fact that we've been able to get supplies here. Been really, really instrumental. Okay. What I'm going to do then is have you... I'll have you patrol up this way. Or do I? Probably not a good idea. We'll just patrol around Rural Island, and then I can only really remain here one more day. There we go. Currently we can't support an invasion of Fiji, Pago and New Zealand. After Dai is taken, more of China's taken, then we can do... Yeah, we can do stuff like that. Crazy stuff like that can be done. And this is it with the Bama Road. I mean, ideally, it's going to depend on really what comes first. I think we are making progress. The Thai army is going to be moving in to take these bases over here. Alright, I got my force over here at Chiang Mai. I'll keep it there for the time being. I don't want to send them out to die as such. This is going to be hell. Okay. But, I mean, this is it. We are going to be in the process of breaking him over here at Changsha. Just look at the freaking amount of guns there. So, he's only dealing with about 100, let's see. Yeah, so Changsha is only dealing with 145 guns. So just bear in mind that, I just really want to emphasize this point here. It's an incredible point when you think about it. So, bear in mind that he's dealing with just the artillery regiments, which have 145 guns. Now, those 145 guns there, just from the regiments, makes up like 1/5, near enough, of his own guns. And then, yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic result there. If we keep that up, that'd be excellent. Bear in mind, it's like in total we have... Okay, so I was reading the wrong number there, but we have 999 guns there. Where the hell did I get the 3,000? I must have been reading the assault value. I wish it was 3,000 guns, my god, I'd be loving it. Can you get support from Shanghai to strike near Nanning or Changsha? Well, what we're going to be doing here shortly is I'm going to be moving the bombers from Formosa, from Takao to Hankow, actually. And get that moving. I've got forces moving down from over this area towards Wenkao, so we can actually... Quite a few bloody engineer regiments there. Do I really want them here? How you doing there, Talon? Good to have you as always. I don't have any combat engineers. I'm going to have these guys move out to Wuchang. I might keep one of them down here, but not that many. And then again. Right, there we go. That's what I need. I'll have this unit sent down to Wenkao. Okay, yeah, these two guys can go. It's a big expenditure of resources, but if it brings one counter its knees, then that's going to be good. As at least then we'll be able to actually finish it off there. Then moving to Shanghai. Ah, thank you very much there, an anonymous cheerer. Oh, that's really cool. Is that actually the name? Is that your Twitch name, or is that just a Twitch thing? Because I don't know. I really don't know about Twitch things, but thank you very much for the cheers. Really appreciate my friend. Thank you very much. At least I think. Unless it's like some sort of... I don't know. I don't know how Twitch works. I think somebody sent me a donation, but I'm not entirely sure. But thank you if you did. And even if you didn't, thank you. You got a cool little ghost, so I like it. Okay. Then moving to Wenkao. Send us some bloody mortars. Not particularly the best thing when you think about it. Yeah, I'll just have to send that. That'll be enough. 2 engineer regiments and mortars should be enough. I mean, Wenkao's going to give in eventually. It's just a matter of time, really. Okay. Now, how do I want to do this with the actual aircraft? So I've got 36 at the moment. Looks like they're under restricted, I think. So the 11th Sentai is looking good. Can the 11th Sentai fly out? No. You can't fly out either. Well, that's fine. You'll have to remain here for the time being anyway. I'll take the 11th Sentai. Looks like they're an unrestricted unit. No upgrade possible. Looks like we can't upgrade now anyway. Yeah, we'll have a look at the tracker this time round. I should have been to reserve. There we go. So we've got a decent pilot with experience, so oh no over there. So ideally that should help them out to gain some experience. We'll have them upgrade to Ki-43 once he's next turn. I'll have to find some decent pilots from somewhere. We'll have some somewhere around there. Which would be handy. Obviously I can get them into some decent aircraft and get them in China. And we'll be looking good there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and transfer these Sallys. I'll take a look at how many we can actually handle here first and foremost. What I'm going to do as well is transfer these Ki-27s as well. It's not a bad thing to have, just some additional support there. They're not the best pilots by far, but at least they are pilots, at least they are fighters. It's something additional there just to help look after our bombers. I could potentially have the Ki-43s light sweep and then just have the actual bombers escorted. So, 186, yep. But the arrival of these bombers will make a difference. He's going to feel this. It is going to lead to a big air war over China, but I think what we'll do then is we'll bomb this turn. We'll sweep with the 1Cs over Changsha. See if we run into any resistance there. And then also we'll have the Ki-27s escort the bombers in at 16,000 feet, I think. I could probably go lower. We might go for about... I suppose this is it. It's like we are facing Chinese here, aren't we? We're not exactly facing any Commonwealth, not facing Americans. We could probably go with lower than that, really. I might go for about I might just go for about 10,000 feet. Should be okay. I could potentially go lower than that. But it is a lot of guns there. I'm thinking maybe 10 to 12,000 feet. What do you guys reckon? 10, 12? I'd go lower, but I don't know what the sort of defense is like, really. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Sort of easy, isn't it? You know, you're like, what to go for? Yeah, I'm gonna go for about. I'll go for about 10,000 feet. I think 10,000 is about right. It's above most of the light AA. I don't think it's gonna have much in the way of anything else. So 240 might be able to get one more squadron in there, but that's still a lot of aircraft. 2As don't look quite ready to move as of yet. I could potentially just keep the 2As here, which is fine. I can't really do with losing more 2As, so I think we'll keep them here for the time being, then. They can keep on hitting Wenkao. Though, in fairness, I might change tactics now and start hitting the ground forces in Wenkao. Yeah, I think we'll go for the ground forces. We've seen that 8,000 feet is a safe altitude, or more or less safe altitude, so yeah, we'll go with that. So set all KI-21-2As to ground attack at Wenkao. I have another reconnaissance unit here. That'd be kind of nice to have you run naval search, to be honest. Pilots aren't improving. There are more than likely, yeah, we know there's an American submarine around here, so we'll actually go ahead and run naval search. At least they might be able to gain that experience then. Looking at 10. I think that only Chinese base forces have a significant number of AA guns, but some of them have good AA, like 37, 40 mils and 76 mils. Okay, that's something to bear in mind, but so yeah, I think about 12,000. I'll go with 12,000 feet then. We don't know what else he might have brought in there. There's a lot of numbers there, so it could be something. So I'll go for about 12,000 feet then. Does it really even worth it to put a lot of effort into making your pilots level up? Oh, hell god, yeah. Yeah, it really is, yeah. Yeah, absolutely veggie killer. Completely. As far as it goes with the pilots of the Kidbatai, your like dive bombers and torpedo bombers really want to be doing only one thing. There's no point really training them to do like ASW and stuff like that. You can just have float planes do that. I think it's just, I mean, this is it. I suppose it's a little bit harder to like figure out the actual combat model, but it's one of those things. It's like, for example, who would generally win a fight? A guy who's got more experience or less experience? It's usually going to be the guy with more experience. Okay. So we're going to set up for the ground attack. There's quite a bit of fatigue there on the aircraft, so 30% is fine then. So I'll go for 1/5 of the squadron there. So target Wuchang at this altitude. Set off the KI-21-1Cs over here to hit. Wait, Wuchang? Changsha, sorry. Yeah. Right, no go Changsha. That'd be kind of awkward if I was bombing my own people. Right, so I'm going to have them sweep. I've had a good rest here, which is good. I'll go in about 25,000 feet. What's the distance to Changsha? 4 hexes. Okay, so we are good there. What's our... Oh, 5. Okay, well that's awesome. Yep, I'm going to go in there with a sweep at 25,000 feet. We've seen previously, like, if we do go into the same sort of altitude, if we don't have the best pilots, we are going to get our asses handed to us, to a degree. The Flying Tigers are very good. So I do want to have that altitude advantage. Okay. Right, escort over Changsha. Okay, so yeah, we'll be able to move in another squadron of 1Cs in the future. But we're going to be using quite a lot of air power now. I mean, what I might do then is increase the air power further over this area of Hankout as we do move in further forces. I'm going to begin to expand the airfield. Well, no, actually, the airfield is huge, actually. Do I expand it? I mean, we've still got room here. There's a decent amount of air power. And that is like 3 squadrons. It's like 70, 80 bombers there. Yeah, I think we might leave it as it is. I could potentially upgrade one of these other airfields over here, actually. That might be more useful. As far as it goes, the level 6 is really just... yeah, it's like phenomenal. So that works there. So, we'll be starting to hit his ground forces then at 12,000 feet, which is going to be very good. It's going to be very good. Build up the experience of our forces, but yeah, it's going to be one of these as well. Like, it's going to really help out our men as well. We'll be running increased amounts of reconnaissance over Changsha. We're going to have a lot of fighters over Changsha, so it's one of these things of like, yeah, it should be nice. Even the KR-27s are shite, but they might get lucky. But the 1Cs are going to be the ones that are going to be dealing with the HH1s, really. But as far as it seems, the only fighters I can see in the area are over here at Quailin. It's not to say that there aren't more fighters around here. We'll have to do more reconnaissance, but we know there's fighters somewhere. But as far as it goes, it looks like he's not quite ready as of yet. Okay, plenty of divisions yet moving. Then I'll move into Wuchang. It looks like, yeah, it looks like a lot of them are moving out shortly. Like, look at all these heavy guns that are moving out. Like, these 240mm guns, they're going to be awesome. So, yeah, looks like all of that artillery will be moving down. We'll have additional assets moving down as well, which is awesome. So, in theory, we'll have quite the ensemble of firepower moving down there. And if I can keep up the air attacks, I mean, this is it. If I can keep up the air attacks each and every day, without fail for the most part, he's going to find that just unbearable. He's not going to be able to respond to it as such. If he can't respond to it, then it's not going to help him. He's going to find himself in a position where we have far more guns than he does, we have more vehicles, we have better equipment, we have better training, morale, experience, better commanders, headquarters, supply, not to mention the air power, as we said before. So he's going to find himself in a position where he just cannot win, and he's going to be taken out. The beauty is the more troops that we actually disable, the more troops that we actually mess up over here at Changsha, the greater the degree of our victory here at Changsha. And it will be a victory. I mean, there's part of me that thinks maybe is it worth hitting this force? I'm thinking, it might be. But I mean, like, bear in mind that this force over here, about 73,000 men roughly, has like half the number of these guns, half the number of guns of this force at 200,000 men. Well, I mean, 2,000 men, quote-unquote. I don't know if it's exactly 2,000 men, because my intelligence is a little bit wonky here at the moment. But it is something to, like, chew on. Right, Hengyang. Chengtai. I don't even know where Chengtai is. Oh, that's Chengtai, okay. Well, we don't spot anything there. besides the ground forces, that's okay. I'll put them over Changsha as well. What if he retreats? The thing is, it's like, well, if he retreats, he's going to be in a difficult position. We're going to have that critical mass of force. I mean, the thing is, it's like, we're looking to what... I mean, bear in mind, it's like, as far as it goes for Singapore, so bear in mind, Singapore is a dug-in fortress. It is a fortress. It might be vulnerable to the rear, but it is still a fortress. It's garrisoned by troops that are better trained, more morale ideal. Well, maybe potentially more morale. But they definitely have better equipment and they have more of it. They have vehicles. And with Singapore, we're going to be sending about 6 divisions. I'm going to aim for about 6 divisions. Depend really on how quickly I can get them there. But now imagine the same situation over here in China. I'm not going in with a theoretical maximum of 6 divisions. It's like, for example, here at the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divisions. So we already have more divisions than I would be sending against Singapore. We have another 2 mixed brigades there. So just bear in mind that this is a tremendous amount of firepower, and it's going to keep increasing. We're going to have thousands of AV here. We're going to have many, many divisions in this army group. He's not going to be able to stop it. And the beauty is, once we defeat him at Changsha, then his forces are, for the most part, going to be largely disorganized. They're not going to fight very effectively. And it will hurt us to cross the river, but the thing is, once we do cross the river, we're across the river, and that's that. It's one of these where I do have that critical mass. And we'll be moving down there, taking the rail lines. Once he falls at Changsha, there's not going to be much in the way he can do to pick himself back up. It's going to be a series of just grinding him down, really riding the pain train. The whole grain, sorry, the coal train runs on whole grain, baby. Okay. Now, to be fair, you could be moved elsewhere. We'll move you over here to garrison that base at Angang. So I'm running reconnaissance over here for, like, God knows what reason. You're part of the China Expeditionary Army, so I might as well move you into China. I'll move you down here to Hankow, actually. There we go. That's another unit of reconnaissance that's useful now. There we go. So that's excellent then. We're going to have a lot more detection level over Changsha, which is great. So our bombers should ideally be quite effective. Our artillery will become more effective, which is great. And once we start getting the men marching, we should have men marching now down towards Changsha soon. Even though he has a large force moving towards us to the south, which is a threat, don't get me wrong, it is a threat. Albeit it's a threat that I take with glee. We would have been in this area a little bit sooner, but that's not too bad then. Potentially it might even be worthwhile to move a little bit slower here, so that he does advance here and doesn't see the threat over here as of yet. Okay, Wuzhou. Somewhat over garrisoned. Okay. Ah, you're escorting the Kawamaru, okay. Right, let's see. Alright, you're moving back to the cow. We currently have... So I'm going to say your home port is in Kilgore. There's a lot of fuel there, actually. Holy shit. Yeah, so... we do have on board over here, we have 13,000 men. So that is the 1st Division being transferred to Malaya. That is the 48th. Previously, they were earmarked for the South Pacific, but we have since changed tactics. And the Dutch East Indies is going to receive a lot more in the way of attention than previously. So, yeah, the 48th Division will arrive there in about, I don't know, let's say about a week. Something like a week, 3-4 days, something like that. They'll arrive in the area. Once they're in the area, I'll be able to make use of them to really cause a lot of commotion in Malay, you could say. But once they arrive, they're going to have to be moved via strategic, given a little while to rest, but that's okay. We have plenty of time at this. Of course, Singapore didn't actually fall, historically, until February of 42, I believe it was. So we've got some time. And it's one of these things, if we're late, then we're late. If we're not, it's okay. Kitabutai Air groups are not for trade, yep. Okay. So we are moving in a tank regiment there and some additional artillery, which is already useful, really. So it's going to be handy when we get across the causeway. But it's like at the moment, we have 1774 over here. Speaking, actually, let's see. Ah, right, okay, there we go. Right, yep. They'll be moving down there this turn, which is excellent. So, next turn, I'm going to have the ability to start throwing the air power out here from Singapore. We didn't see any attacks on our aircraft over here, so that's really good to see. Yeah, they're all recovering. Understandable, really. They were in a bad position previously. God damn it, it's taken them a long time to move. Is that you can imagine if we were still marching down to Singapore, we I don't know, like, where would we have been? We might have only just arrived at Kuala Lumpur. Maybe a little bit further. It might have been down here at, like, Malacca, but it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, we really weren't able to gain some time back, which is nice. You know what, I'd love to see the pilot in a Claude Van Schoost on a course there. That would be rather great. Okay, so another day before we transfer the aircraft down here to begin the campaign. But as far as it goes, we're going to begin air campaigns against Bataan, Singapore shortly. When Kang was already underway, Changsha shall begin next turn, which will be excellent. We should see the fallen new mayor next turn, which does allow me then to begin to look at moving aircraft over there, but ultimately move in additional assets. I'm going to recall them shortly, actually. No, in fairness, I might as well go ahead and just set it up. Granted, there's a shite load of them. Okay. Sort of a question. Would the US capital ships gain ridiculous amounts of AAA? If that upgrades, could night raids with torpedoes be a potential answer? I mean, this is it. We're always going to try to, ideally, it depends, really. It's going to be a case of, like, if we are attacking US forces in the day, it's usually because we have, like, overwhelming strength. But for the most part, we'll probably be using night attacks, really. We did have an attempt to use night attacks against the carrier forces that did head towards Talawar. Unfortunately, we didn't get a strike there. And that would have been crazy. I mean, Jesus Christ, how we had a strike there, that would have been beautiful. Would have been a beautiful thing. But, alas, it didn't happen. Oh well. But yeah, for the most part, that is going to be how we're going to be going. Okay. I mean, really what I should be doing here is setting up like concentric circles of patrol. We'll refine that as we do go on, really. Plenty of patrol boats around Trunk. I'd like to have some naval search as well, to be honest. In fairness, actually, I'll set these guys to a larger patrol route. A little bit random is not a bad thing either. It is going to use fuel, but I'm not going to be continuing this for very long. I really want to try and figure out where those are destroyers. I want to figure out where his submarines are right now. I'm just going to combine them on account of being lazy. Okay, so there we go. It's a bit of a random patrol pattern, but it's not too bad. Oh, I see they loaded upon fuel. Okay. Okay, you're going to return to Tokyo. You got a fat lot of use. I'm sending the Fubuki to go upgrade when she does arrive back there. Well, back in Japan. We'll send some additional destroyers. She's a valuable asset. The Hattusura. Once they do reach a suitable distance away from Truck, I'll have those two destroyers turn back. Okay, you're already on night ops. I need you to change over to a J. Is that just system damage or major damage? I need to find that one out. Just system damage, okay, super. Though in fairness, you are still capable of action. I'd very much like to have these ships out there. Okay, while you are here... Well, in fairness, it won't take long to have her repaired. So I guess I'll have her remain here. This is an effective force, so we'll have this begin to send out. Obviously, I'll divide them once they arrive in the region. The question is going to be, where do I want them? I'm going to have them sent down to Auckland. Around this area. Okay, well, considering the fact that I'm going to have fuel over here at Tulagi soon, what I'm going to do then is actually have you turn about and head into Tulagi. At least I can actually set them up there. Auto disband once you arrive. Yeah, true. But as far as it goes, I don't have enough Jakes as of yet, so once we do have enough Jakes, then I'll stop the production Glens. But until that point, I'm going to keep them going for the time being. But once we do have enough Jakes, I will do so. Okay. So submarines will be able to refuel over there shortly as well. Which ain't bad. Okay, I'm going to move some bombers now. What are we looking at in terms of space here? Enough? Right, Jutose. Were they from Mizuho? They might have been. True, but it's one of these things, isn't it? It's like... I've still got engines in the pool. I might as well make use of them. These Glens could come in handy for, like, trainers. So let's have a couple more. We are going to be expanding the amount of, like, float aircraft that we're going to have in the near future. See, I do have a submarine tender over there, actually. Really not much reason for it to be there. I might have the replenishment group escort that was here. I should head back down there. Take some fuel down to Rabaul, actually. How many G4s do I have in the pool here? I drank about 2 liters during this stream. See, I'm really quite fortunate here. Like, I've literally got this big-ass fan that's been constantly on here for the last 2.5 hours. And you know what? I feel great. It feels so nice. I don't feel hot. Just throwing some salt on there. Just like, yeah. Sprinkle it on there. Okay. Don't have a huge amount of memory reserve. I think I'm gonna say, it's one of these, isn't it? Like, okay, let's take a look at the normal radius. 15 versus 17. But I do have significantly more G3s in the reserve pool. Yeah, it would put me within range of Nardi. I need some salt. You probably do, actually. You're sweating like a son of a bitch. Okay. I guess I'll move a G-Force here. I suppose we might as well make use of it. I'll be able to hit the actual ship in Nardi. Ah. And again, is it worth it? I'm going to initially send the G3M2s. The reason being, I mean, like, for example, I've got 5 in the Blood Reserve here. The reason being, I don't want to actually advertise their arrival yet. I think they should be able to make it to Luganville. Yep, there we go. We've finally, after all this time, got our first Naval Bomber Squadron. So on the 24th of January 1942, we've finally established a Naval Bomber Squadron down here. Right, a couple of them there. How you doing there, Resonance? Actually, you know what? Goddamn, I forgot about that. I might as well upload the replay while I'm here, actually. Completely forgot about that. Also, while we're on the subject, if you guys aren't following me on Twitch, if you could do so, that'd be awesome. Okay. Right, I'll go ahead and actually upload the replay while I'm here. At least I keep you guys happy. I tell you what, it's been cool having like military history visualized watching lately. That's awesome. Love that dude. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Start uploading that. Also, if you guys aren't aware, I do have a second channel actually that I run with Richard York, which is my wargaming side. So if you guys actually want to go ahead and take a look at that, and if you could subscribe over there, that'd be handy as well. Really looking to push that side. We've got some videos out at the moment. One of them is a Hit the Beach unboxing, and we did have a bolt action game on there, but the quality of the new videos is significantly better. Plus you can see what I look like. Not pretty. So it's a bad camera angle. There we go. So if you guys would go ahead and subscribe over to Osrant Gaming, my second channel, that'd be awesome. What if he has combat patrol over Fiji? Well, this is why I'm sending the G3M2s. Okay, there we go. So I'm uploading that. I'm going to be taking a look at the tracker in a moment, actually. Right. See, this is the madness behind my reasoning. 16. Now, theoretically I could make that, but we're going to be just a hex out there, so if you just try to move anything out there, like, I can actually use torpedoes here, which is excellent. So I'm going to set them up for about 15 hexes. So this is 16, so it'll be 1 hex out here. So if something does leave the port, it's open season. It doesn't particularly advertise that I'm here as such, which is great. What about random arc as well, actually? Really need to look after them, but the good news is we've got a lot of reserves. They've been, yeah, they've not been used too strenuously for a while, so that's okay. There we go. New Caledonia is about 10 hexes away. Norfolk is 20. Once I do have, I mean, this is it. What I'm going to be looking towards doing then is being able to establish, I mean, maybe I'm bringing another naval headquarters down to Luganville. Be nice to have 2 of them here. Be very powerful asset to have here, but maybe just one's enough. But this is it, really. We've got to figure out how we want to have them arranged. It might be worthwhile to bring a second one just so that I have like 2 potential locations to actually use torpedoes from, so that'd be quite good. But the good news is now is like over this area I do have the ability to project legitimate power. And that's no joke. I mean, the thing is, it's like, should he have anything potentially within 15 hexes here, there's a chance that it may be discovered. There's a very good chance it may be discovered, considering the fact that we have G3, H6K force. Now, the beauty is, considering that I do have the H6K force over here now, still, and the G3 M2s, we're just under the capacity there, which is awesome. I could potentially move these H6K force elsewhere. And that's not a bad idea. So I do require more support here. I'm just going to have you guys move out of here for the time being. I need to move this AV. I might even have it. Yeah, they can load back aboard the AV actually. But they can move there for the time being. Because that does ease the strains there to some degree. Alright, there's the L3Y2s. Have I finished now? Yeah, looks like they're done at long last. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, move them to truck. I think these guys finished a while ago. And if they've been moving supply to truck, then that's rather amusing. Right, there we go. Rebuild the unit. Shoot transport. I think that engineer unit belongs down there. Yeah, it does actually. How many of them are actually here? I'll move them over first. No, actually, no. I'm going to move over the 4th base force to Ramal. The reason being, obviously, that's going to give us the additional support there in the area. That should be very nice. I'll move over the rest of the 1st Independent Engineers then. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing then is I'm going to be moving these AVs out. Now, speaking of AVs. Right, they'll be arriving shortly. As soon as I get some patrol boats here, they're going to be moved down. I'm gonna have them move into the Pacific or into the Dutch East Indies. Probably a mix. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Relay cruisers need to get the hell out of there. Okay, so what we're going to do then is I'm going to take a look over here. So where's cargo ships over this way? Already knew about that. Just have detection over them, which sucks. They're fairly competent destroyers, actually. I mean, potentially, but I'd rather use the aircraft. It's a good point, mate, don't get me wrong. Right, place that like that. I could do with having Maya moved elsewhere, to be honest. I'll have Maya return to Japan. Bring her up to readiness. We'll have a destroyers escort her back to Japan. Okay. Well, what we're going to do here then... It's going to save... Turn on a light on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So as it goes, I don't think there's a huge amount left to do, but I'd rather have another day just to make sure that we've got everything done. Don't want to miss anything. I was saying that, actually. No, we might be able to finish the stream tonight, to be honest. I don't think there's too much else really left to do. They're undetected and moving in, which is good. I'm hoping there's going to be enough force there, really. I'm gonna have some destroyers attached actually here. That did not quite go as I imagined it would. There we go. Oh, monkey. Yeah, I'm just thinking it's like if I do leave it till tomorrow, it'll have to be an early stream, which isn't too bad really, is it, at the end of the day? Should be alright. Actually, no. But, we'll see. We'll see. Probably better to give it another night, just in case. And you'll be in Babal in 2 days. Though, they'd be excellent to pick up a division from China. I'll have them go pick up the 21st division from Shanghai. I could probably do a refuel perhaps on the way over, but we'll see. Yeah, they look okay. And that's a lot of supply there, so it's one of those of... I don't think we need the supply here. I think the supply would be better off in Malaya, but we'll see. Yeah, we definitely supply more in Malaya than we do need it in Shanghai. But at least they can be put to use. It's one of these things I could have them over here to Babal to Warp. But it's like, well, what the hell am I doing there? Nothing. Okay, so they're gonna go merge there. Right, they're going to repair. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like, we've not had the luxury of having the oilers where we need them. I'm gonna leave the oilers behind here, actually. Leave behind Nagara. Huh, I thought I had some tankers that were already fueled up. Are they in a task force, perhaps, then? Because I don't seem to be seeing them. Task Force 44. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I thought I had some tankers, but never mind. That's fine, we'll just send oilers instead. Same thing, really. I just thought I had some tankers I would like follow. I guess I'll send one. I'm gonna have to assign a heavy escort. At least a decent escort. You can go back to track and rearm. The other 2 destroyers can head out there and escort. There we go. So I'll have a decent escort then, I suppose. Yeah, sure, we'll take a look at the operations report. I'm gonna be looking at the tracker in just a few minutes, actually. I do think... I don't know, I feel like we are pretty much ready to go for the next turn. I don't think there's a huge amount of missed. It is usually... Well, it's a longer stream than usual, isn't it? But, if anybody has any suggestions, do let me know. Yeah, they were transported supplies to Chong. That's rather funny. Supplies to Bihoro. Okay, so it looks like they finally transferred that air command up there. Yeah, 11th Air Floater is already in position now. Okay. I think I'm going to move the 7th base force over here. So then what I could potentially do then is move the 7th base force over here to Panamashiro-jima. I could be... no, it's a search. Yeah, it's patrol base, not really an attack base as such. I should check and make sure, because it's like you can actually move them via air. Even if they are static. Okay, so it's the 7th base force. Yep, okay. So then from Bihoro to Panamashiro-jima. Quite distant, actually. But at least we'll be able to get some decent aircraft set up then. I could actually have them transferred over pretty quickly. The airfield is going to be built shortly as well, so that's excellent. Might be worthwhile to send in supply over there. Okay. Moving to Bihoro, I want you to unload, actually. I'm going to use that ship there, patrol boat, to actually move a supply to Panamashiro-jima. I could even potentially move some assets over there to Panamashiro-jima as well, actually. Wouldn't be a bad idea, get a kickstart on things, really. Yeah, I said that's alright. Okay, just save it there. I did have a bloody shortcut to get to the save soon. I can't remember where I put it. Okay, go ahead and take a look at this one. Go ahead and load the new turbine. I really don't think there's much that we miss. I think we've got the vast majority of stuff that we need to do. Like, I do need to reorganize the convoy system to a degree, but I'm going to leave that for another time when I'm not feeling as lazy, to be fair. Okay. Yeah, I can see a lot of forces are moving there. It's a good point that you made there, Resonance. Caught up with the combat turn just now to say, might want to have your strength segment of the Kidabbatai linger around Caledonia until you have taken over those two minor islands itself. I think it's like, they're destroying Minesweepers that are moving down to south, and there's the destroying Amagiri. It's one of those of, like, if they get intercepted, they'll probably be able to look after each other, well, themselves. I'll make sure they're set to, like, low threat threshold, to be honest. But they should be able to get out of dodge pretty easily. Slip away at night, that sort of thing, really. We are taking a risk with them, but it's going to be one of those things where if it works, it's worthwhile. They're destroying Amagiri. She's obviously closest between the islands of, like, well, she's between New Zealand and she's obviously between Fiji at the moment. She's not been detected, so that's a good sign. But it's a valid point, Okay. We'll go ahead and take a look at the industry. Yeah, soon enough we'll be able to turn this around and start being then be positive, really. In the green. In the black, so to say. Just gonna turn off the game capture so it doesn't know it's already off. Oh, okay. Right, okay, so we are down to 4.564. Supply is definitely being used up. Supply is definitely going to where it needs to be. Obviously, we did use a little bit more supply there due to the expansion. Let's take a look at bases. Really bloody want Gifu to finally get its arse in gear. Yeah, it's only Gifu. Okay, just know what is a risk losing something you might want to lose. Well, the thing is, it's like, I don't think we're likely to lose them. It's one of those of, like, I think they can look after themselves to a degree and slip away from danger mostly. It's about timing, really. I've got to get there before he realises. I've got to really keep up that sort of, like, so to say, offensive as such. If those minor petty invasions are most exposed for the North, it's fine. By the way, how does it work for Japan? Say then if a unit was pushed back by the Chinese some turns ago, was destroyed entirely, could you use the political power to reform the unit? What? I think so. I think so. I don't think we've actually lost a unit as such. Okay, now the Jakes has started to increase production, so that's good. You can see it's already ramping up. I think we'll ramp this up gradually to see really what we need. Yeah. The good news is at least these bases do have a supply that they need now. I do need to review the engine expansion plan at some point. I want to make sure that I'm using it right. Still gaining here, which is good news. Still looking for that magic 500. I think we need to have a long, hard think about our R&D, really. I think we're at a point at which it's unavoidable to... Well, it's one of these where we'd be wasting our resources if we were to change tactic. But I think we need to look towards the second phase of R&D and really think where we want to go. I'm heading towards the Tojos, which... They're okay, but do I really want to be headed towards the Tojos? Do I want to be headed to what? I need to find the document when I go to the R&D. I haven't seen that for a while. I'll have to try and figure out where that is again. But I think we'll have to have like a rationalization of the R&D plan once again. So it's good to overview it, really. Give it a review, I suppose you could say. Okay. Yeah, it really is a bottleneck. And it's a bottleneck due to the fact that we lost so many aircraft unexpectedly, really. I mean, that's partly why I sent the G3M2s to Luganville, just to avoid throwing away more, like, Sallies as such. Well, sorry, G4s, which obviously do take that same engine. Yeah, we are working towards the KI-84, actually. Thankfully, that is the one thing that we are working towards that is actually really okay at the moment. Okay. You know, if you had a squadron of naval bombers and fighters on some island, like, what's that? Oh, Luganville. Yeah, it's a good point there, Resonance. I mean, it'd be one of those where it could be potentially done. Like, obviously it relies upon him not identifying the aircraft, but potentially so. But as far as we're concerned, as far as, like, he's going to be concerned, Luganville is going to become a unsinkable aircraft carrier of Nippon. He's not going to be able to touch it. It is quite the investment to have those 1Cs out there. I might have to rethink where they want to be, but I think it is a decent place for them, as they do have to protect that area. We'll see. Okay. Day of arrival. Right, so Shoho will arrive on the 26th. What date are we on? Is it the 23rd? 24th, okay. She's going to arrive in about 2 days. $52 days until we have Yungo. Yeah, 2 days until we have Shoho. We're going to have a couple more sub-chasers, which is really nice. New submarines. Ikitsu Maru, she might even arrive earlier than that. She has been accelerated. Now show me the 19th of Feb. 22nd of Feb. 27th of Feb. You'll arrive supposedly on the 27th of March we'll keep up this acceleration. Here. Looking forward to having you. Shame that you don't come without radar. Yeah, so I'm going to say that's probably where they got the Haruna, probably. Possibly. You can see our victory points have been increasing here. We are narrowing the gap here, which is very good. Something happened here. Most of your radar-equipped ships do not activate their radar until 1943. Huh. Ah, well. At least we have it. Might not be doing anything, but at least it's there. I tell you what, I think my computer's gone into like night mode there, so I swear to God the screen's got a little bit dimmer there. Okay. Fair enough. It is overheating. No, I've got like a night mode set. It's one of those things to reduce the amount of like blue light. To be honest, I have got like a fan here. I'm gonna put it on the Discord. Like, it has been saving me. Like, honestly, I would not have been able to go on anywhere near as long had I not had that. So, really fortunate, blessed, some may say. Ignore the messy room as well. It's very messy. There we go. That would be my fan that's keeping me alive. Yeah, it's definitely dark. Okay, well, that's fine. By the way, have you got any of your carrier fighters and combat air patrol around your carrier's air defense? Yep. Yep. Fucking hell. Yeah, just put an aircraft engine on the desk. Jesus Christ, I think I'd crush your desk. Oh, good God, that'd be heavy. Okay. I think for the most part we are good. So, it's really just a bit of a waiting game at the moment. Yeah, that will be moving in there shortly to take the 56th. I'm going to be flying a base force over here to Rabaul so we can get that going. We've flown a naval bomber unit down here to Luganville. It'd be really interesting if they picked up anything. But it looks as if they can use... It is showing yellow for the torpedoes, so it looks fine. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be very interesting. But ideally I will be able to protect this area, but they're in a good position here, like Tulaghi's 13 hexes away, so theoretically then within range of Luganville. 20 hexes here, so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be quite the effective combination. So if we take a look over here then, so on map, search arcs, let's go ahead and take a look, so 50% usually is a good one. Yeah, so you can see obviously that, I think that would be the G3M2s, I'm not entirely certain about it. It looks a little bit further out for the G3M2s, so probably not actually. Hey, send some fuel. Para Russia Jima. Ah, that'd be a good idea, Kirby. Good idea. Yeah, I think that might be our last changes, really. Ah, see you later, 80. Have a good one, my friend. And we'll be done shortly, anyhow. I think that's probably the best I'm going to get there. But maybe. Yeah. There we go. At least then we have a little bit of cover here. They're flying 10,000 feet under. Using bombs. What's the range here? I could push them a little bit further, but I don't think it's worthwhile. Right, I do have some tankers at Ominato. Oh, okay. Right, we'll have you then. I need to find an escort for you. Not a bad idea. Well, I'm not seeing the torpedo boats at the moment. Do you mean the escorts? Okay, that's fine. I don't think there's any unrestricted units I can move at the moment. I'll have them continue over here and then we'll find a unit that can move. Potentially so, but I might pick up some troops from the Japanese coastline. Okay. What are we looking like for weather? Clear, 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 clear. That's really good. Usually never that good. Okay, so I do think for the most part we are ostensibly done with the turn. Which is nice. Didn't expect to get it today and didn't expect to finish it today, but there we go. I think we have covered all the bases here. Plenty going on. I think we will see a victory at Numea. Yeah, a lot of thunderstorms probably. Table equipment there hasn't changed too much. We've reduced that down to 1 level of fort. So it's one of these. I think we'll have to hope for the best. Ideally, the shock attack will be successful. Ideally, it will not backfire on us. So it's one of these. I think we will be successful. Indeed, Weatherman, indeed. Yeah. I don't think it's shown their forts there. I think we might have them next turn. You know, it's another 46. I mean, they had like what, 90 disabled. They don't have that many men. It's a lot of squads, really. 3 destroyed, more non-coms disabled. A lot of non-coms disabled, more engineers disabled. Guns disabled, knocked out. That will backfire, might not win, but should not get destroyed. Well, yeah, ideally. This is it. It's one of these things we want to try and end this quickly. The sooner I get this done, the better, as I can start to move forces about the area. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I'll probably have to use like patrol boats to move like engineers over that way, or some other ships to move engineers over there. I could do with additional engineers really in the area. You can act as an escort, I suppose, to some degree. At least you do receive depth charges sooner or later. Okay, well, while you're not busy, I'll have them head for Saipan. We can start to move them out to where they need to be then. I did have another engineer unit arrive there. Spend you for the time being. I need to find some patrol boats. A really weird mix there. Right, will do. Okay, so they can head into Kagoshima. What I'll do then is I'll take those troop transports out of there, and I'm going to look towards finding engineers from across China that are not needed. Have them sent to the Pacific, really. We're at about 707 political points, so we're going to need at least double that to actually release a division in the future. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. I think we'll call it a success here, and I suppose the question is going to be, what do we name the save, really? What's something notable that happened? I don't want to tip him off as such. Tank down that one. I'll save it just in case. I do like that name, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out an actual decent name, really, isn't it? I am happy that I've named every one of them. It's half the fun, really. We'll just call it New Mayor Robust. Alright, actually. Yeah, that'll freak him out a bit. It's the characters you don't know about, that Sting. Yeah, that's good freak him about. Yeah, I like that one. And there we go, go and send it off. I mean, my god, we finished it. Nearly a 4-hour stream. It's one of the longest streams of the actual series, to be fair. But we've done it. We are done with the turn. Woo! One night, woo! Let him see him complain about me taking a while in the future. But like I say, a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure. 48 turns. Oof. We're getting there. We are getting there. It's going to take a while, but we are getting closer and closer towards the big battles, the decisive moments of the campaign. Not too far away. So I'm going to say thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for really being a part of this. And if you guys would like to support myself and the channel, you can do so by becoming a patron today. I'm going to post a link there. And of course, see you guys in the future. Goodbye for now. It's been a beautiful evening. And I hope to see you guys in the future. Tenno, Heika, Banzai. Until the fall of New Mayor.